All right, let's do it. Turn off fridge, turn off fan, close windows, set up stuff. I don't know. It's just banter. I'm sorry.
Oh, am I not yes anding here?
No, you don't have to. I'm just, why is it so hot in here?
Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there is Brandon.
That's me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com or on Twitter and Instagram at namely90s with a 90s. You can also watch this show on YouTube by visiting us at namely90s.com/youtube.com. Wow.
YouTube.
We are on to the February 1992 episode. Time sure flies when you're having fun. It's fun still, right?
Oh, absolutely. I very much enjoy doing this. It's a great way to just shoot the S, as they say, and relive our childhood. Speaking of reliving our childhood, not so much childhood as late teens, early 20s. Did you see the Nintendo Direct from yesterday?
No, I did not. What is it about? What is? First of all, what is it? Because I don't know. Second of all, what was on it?
Nintendo Direct is like their basically it's a YouTube video of them like announcing games that are coming out soon, and they have like a set scheduled time when they do it. So yesterday at 2:42 p.m., Legend of Zelda fans everywhere just gave out an exasperated sigh as they announced that they're remastering The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, which was the terrible, terrible Wii Legend of Zelda that came out late in the console's lifespan.
Why are they remastering that?
It's been 10 years since it was released in 2011. Yeah.
But doesn't everyone want a remaster of some of the other titles?
Well, so they've remastered Ocarina of Time. They remastered, yep, for the 3DS 5 to 7 years ago. They should remaster it again. They did that, Majora's Mask. Then they did Twilight Princess and Wind Waker on the Wii U. And then that just left this one. Skyward Sword. Yeah.
Wow. How am I not aware of the Ocarina of Time remake?
Well, because it was for a console.
I'm perturbed by that.
I know, but
wow, it looks great.
Yeah, it was quite good.
Dang.
Yeah. Plus, it was in 3D for the 3DS before they stopped using that function.
Okay, I love this. I'm gonna have to check this out. Anyway, sorry, I'm nerding out over here.
I wasn't aware you guys had a 3DS.
Oh, can you not play the 3DS games on the newer consoles?
No.
Oh, you can't buy it on the Wii U or something and play it?
No, the regular Ocarina of Time should be available for purchase on the Wii.
Intriguing. Well, I guess that's big news. Something that no one's asking for. It's like when we talk about the Frasier reboot.
Yeah. I mean, I was just so Eiji Aonuma, the director of the Zelda series, came on and he's like, sorry, I know you're expecting an announcement for Breath of the Wild 2, but we don't have any updates. But what we do have, and I was just like, oh God, no. And is a remastered of Skyward Sword coming out, and I'm just like, no, it's the worst. It's the reason
like remastering
why
a Nickelback album.
Exactly. It's like it's a reason why people stopped playing, or why the series got stale and they had to like reinvent the wheel with Breath of the Wild on the Switch.
Maybe they're trying to redeem themselves. Make it a better game.
Yes. The one thing about the Wii controls for it was that the Wii controls were utter garbage, hot garbage. So with the Joy-Cons, it should have better response, and they even allow you to play it in handheld mode, so Kayla could get it if she wanted it. And all the sword slashing you just use the right stick for. But
this game is horrendous. It looks like he had collagen injections in his lips.
Yeah. Well, because the previous game to that was Twilight Princess, where they steered too hard in the dark and gritty because you hate Wind Waker. I don't know why. It's a great game. I do know why you don't like the look of Wind Waker.
I don't know why you would like revolutionize the franchise with like an attempt at realistic 3D and then go with like weird cell shading. It seems cheap to me.
Well, yeah. It was just artistic direction, and but the game is great, and you get used to that style. What you don't get used to is Twilight Princess is super dark and gritty, or Skyward Sword's like, as you said, collagen injected. It's like a melding of the two, cell shading, and it's not great.
I'm gonna stop looking at it. It's freaking me out.
That one's supposed to be like the beginning of the Zelda timeline, which we've talked about before, and how it's just crazy. Doesn't make any sense. No sense whatsoever.
Oh, big news.
Big news. I don't know. Anything else what's been going on in your world?
I don't know. Did I talk about getting my second COVID vaccine? I feel like I didn't.
No, not
I talked about the first one. Yeah. I got my second COVID vaccine. It was in the freezer aisle of an Albertsons, and pretty sure they used a new needle for me.
They just had all the doors
for 1 to 2 days.
They had all the doors open so that the vaccines would stay cool.
They were just stored. The vaccines were just stored next to the frozen peas. It was fine.
Yeah.
But it was pretty straightforward. Got it done. Had a sore arm for a day or two, and that was that. So
nice.
Do not be afraid. Get the shot, weirdos.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Get vaccinated if you can.
Never mind the fact that Bill Gates is now controlling my thoughts. I mean, that's a side effect.
Personally, it's much more enjoyable having Bill Gates control you while we do the podcast.
Exactly. It makes for better podcasting anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
are we doing a podcast? Is that what this is?
I don't know. I think we just started talking and hit the record button, and it turned into like an episode, kind of.
Yep. And that's it for Namely 90s. Thank you for joining us this week.
Weren't you going to talk about someone before we go into the stuff?
Yeah.
Or do you want to hold on with that?
No, it's just it's a week old at this point. And
true.
Yeah. So Andrew and I are Buffy fans, and Buffy and Angel, the vampire series from
back when vampire series were still cool and like a little bit gritty and not just like a bunch of basically models glimmering around on the screen, having, I don't know. It was just, they're so bad now.
Yeah. And, it's the both series were great. I started on Angel. We've talked about this in previous podcasts, and I just finished my rewatch of Buffy and Angel and reading season 8 through 12 of Buffy and Angel. So it was a little disheartening last week to discover that Joss Whedon is in fact the dirtbag that Ray Fisher alleged last summer with when they were together on Justice League, because Charisma Carpenter came out with I think it was a Twitter and or Instagram post about how during her time on Angel, Joss was kind of a douche on set to her and essentially fired her for having a child. Yeah. At one point,
I don't know where you're sneezing. Sorry.
She wasn't able to like make. Her agent was trying to get a meeting so that she could tell her or tell him herself that she's pregnant and etc. And when they finally got the face-to-face meeting, one of the things he said was, "Are you going to keep it?" So yeah. And then later on that day, well, Sarah Michelle Gellar came out in support. Amber Benson, who played Tara, Willow's girlfriend in the later seasons, came out in support. And then Michelle Trachtenberg, who, those of you who listen to the podcast know that she's one of my crushes from the childhood. She came out and said that there was a reason why Joss wasn't allowed in the same room as her alone, and so that made it even creepier. I'm still taking it to mean verbal abuse.
Me too. Hashtag.
Yeah. But it's he's a brilliant creator, so it's kind of it sucks that while making a women empowering show, he turns out to just be a verbally abusive dick.
Here's something. Male creatives, did you know that you can create excellent content and not be a friggin' creep? It's actually possible.
I've heard that.
It's actually possible. Yeah, who knew? Right. I just don't understand. I guess it's, I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, and he's yet to comment on this. So this is everything I just said. Take that with an allegedly. But yeah. And it also sucks that it had to come to like the staff of Buffy and Angel, or the cast of Buffy and Angel from 20 years ago at this point, like basically saying, you should believe Ray Fisher because Joss is kind of a dirtbag.
Nice. Well, you just can't like anyone anymore. They all turn out to be creeps.
It's really unfortunate. He did a great job on that first Avengers movie.
Well, rest in peace, Joss Whedon's reputation.
Yeah. Hopefully that was the one person you were hoping to talk about.
Yes, that and no, just kidding. I don't know. So anyway, why don't you tell us about February 1992? What was going on?
All right, travel back with me, listeners, to February 1992. On the 8th, the 16th Winter Olympic Games begins in Albertville, France.
Francais.
The 14th, in the box office, Wayne's World, the movie based off of SNL characters played by Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, is released. On the 15th, the 100th episode of Cops airs. You remember that show? Bad Boys, Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah.
On the 20th, Ross Perot announces he'll run for president on Larry King Live. On the 21st, Christy Yamaguchi wins a gold in women's figure skating. And on the 24th, Courtney Love marries Kurt Cobain in Hawaii. And on the Billboard charts, number one for the first week of February is Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by George Michael and Elton John, which Andrew claimed he knew. And,
oh, yeah.
For the rest of the month and into the next, I believe, is I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred, who also have been in the news recently for being D-bags.
We should just have like the D-bag hour. There could be a special Patreon subscription that we do. We still have no Patreon.
Join our non-existent Patreon by tweeting us at Namely 90s. With
Maybe we should actually create one at this point. What do you think?
Might as well. Coming in a month.
Then we can have a bunch of Patriots. Is that what they're called? No, just kidding. Patriots.
I believe they're called expats when they join
patrons.
Here.
Patrons.
Patrons, yes.
And now, a reading from the Book of Jewel. Spivey Leaks. Spivey Leaks was a drip of a man. He looked like a potato shoved into jeans. He was 45 and loved Jesus so much it made him hyperventilate when the kids would tease him on it, on their ways home from school. He wanted to squash them all like gnats, and he would have too, which is a good argument for perpetuating the threat of hell, I suppose.
She ends these in a weird spot. Like,
yeah.
What?
Who is Spivey Leaks and why?
I believe he's the brother of WikiLeaks. Actually, he's the pastor father of WikiLeaks.
I think this might be the first poem that's not about sex.
I mean, you never know.
Food for thought. Food for thought. How dumb. Thanks, Jewel.
Thanks, Jewel. And now back to the show.
And now, back to the show.
So, anywhere you want to go?
To bed. Is that allowed? I'm sorry I sneezed so loudly on the podcast.
Just straight in the mic,
no,
too. We're finally able to video chat now while doing this.
No, I actually turned to the side, but I feel like in my video you're just going to see a huge spray. I'd like to point out that I'm in a closed office.
The camera.
Yeah, I did not.
I feel like
anybody.
He transferred his COVID vaccine over the internet onto me.
No,
because that's how vaccines work.
Big fan of the Winter Olympics. Big fan, especially the hockey portion. So always enjoy that. It's is this year the winter or regular Olympics?
Winter. I heard Wayne's World.
Oh. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, go. It's
no. I just wanted to say I enjoy the hockey. Like, was I 08 or something? No.
Well, if you scroll down on the notes, the Winter Olympics, the unified team got the gold, which is the former USSR. This is also the second year Jamaica had a bobsled team.
Oh yeah, like that movie Cool Runnings.
Yes, the last time, or the first time, was in 1988, which is what that movie's based on, the 4-person bobsled team. But they had a 2-person, I think it was a female bobsled team in the 92 Winter Olympics.
And of course, I love the Disney movie Miracle, which is based on the 1980s U.S. hockey team that beat the Russians. It's a good one.
I have that on DVD. Never watched it.
Yeah. We actually have that on DVD too. I've never watched the actual DVD, but I've watched the movie. It's pretty good.
So just everyone out there, just remember that he loves hockey for next week's episode. Just remember that.
Remember it.
Remember.
Anyway, where do you want to go?
Well, no. What else about the Winter Olympics? Do you specifically remember the French Winter Olympics from 1992?
No, I was 4. Well,
you were 4?
Yeah, 88. No, I was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.5.
No, I have no recollection.
I didn't realize Christy Yamaguchi was that old to have. I thought she was big at the 96 Winter Olympics. When did Tara Lipinski smash her leg?
That was the Summer Olympics, wasn't it? Gymnastics? No.
No, they're both figure skaters.
Oh, I'm confused. I was thinking of Nancy Kerrigan. Didn't she hit someone in the ankle or something? I don't know.
Nancy Kerrigan, she was the one that shattered her ankle or something.
Oh yeah, someone whacked her in the leg or something. There's someone got hit in the damn leg. I don't know.
That was. I want to say that was Tara Lipinski took a her boyfriend took a hammer to Christy Yamaguchi's leg or something.
There's some sort of crazy Olympic stuff. At least there wasn't an explosion that year.
Yeah.
So there's always that
we know of.
I feel like Bob Costas was still announcing the Olympics back then too, and still does.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say beyond that. I do like ice skating is always fun. The speed skating's kind of cool. What else? Oh, the biathlon. Did we talk about that? Where they like ski and then shoot some stuff and then ski some more.
Yeah, you have not mentioned the biathlon yet.
Yeah, so that's a cool one. Curling. I don't know. It's like Canada's favorite sport apparently, but it's just slow paced. It's and I don't really get the rules, and I don't know why they're yelling either.
That's a good question. I mean, it's like lawn bowling except on ice. I guess it would be ice bowling. At the
first vet job I worked at, we did something called milk jug curling. We would get a milk jug full of it was like a gallon jug full of distilled water for the autoclave, and someone would like slide it along the floor that we would mop in front of it to speed it up or slow it down. We were dorks. We did milk jug curling.
I hear it's an upcoming sport.
Yeah, it is. How about you?
How about me? What?
Like, do you like the Winter Olympics?
I mean, we talked about it back when we were talking about I don't remember what we were talking about, but in the previous episode, we mentioned the Nagano Winter Olympics for some reason. I think it was the video game was released because I had that on the Nintendo 64. So I enjoyed playing that video game, the Japanese Winter Olympics from '96.
I just remember there was like an advertising campaign for those Olympics, and it was just Americans saying the name wrong. It was like Nagano. And they couldn't figure out how to say the name.
Just like the Chipotle commercial where they pronounce Chipotle, or the Jack in the Box commercial where they pronounce Chipotle wrong. Chipotle. Yeah.
Chipotle.
Yeah. I mean, the Olympics are interesting, but I lose interest by the end of the first week.
Yeah, true. All right. What else do you want to talk about?
Well, obviously Wayne's World. That's the only interesting thing from this month, which I know you've never seen. I
at least know of it, or the sketch.
The sketch from SNL starring Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. Mm-hmm. So this is a 1992 American comedy film, and it is based on the Saturday Night Live sketch of the same name, starring Myers and Dana Carvey. And they're a pair of rock music fans who broadcast a public access television show in the Chicago area. But so there's some famous things like the opening scene where they're picking up their friends to go to, I think it's a burger joint or something. And they're driving around their 1976 AMC Pacer. I threw that flavor in there for you. And they're singing along to Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, which is a song that you should recognize.
I know Bohemian. Thank you. Yes, I do know that song. I know nothing, but I know that at least.
Yeah. Have you not seen this before? This clip where they're singing Bohemian Rhapsody in the car?
No, I really haven't.
They're like lip syncing to it, and I mean that's I'm pretty sure that's the first time I heard Queen when I was young.
That's the reason.
There's also this, I think it's a 1964 Stratocaster guitar in a music shop that Mike Myers' character Wayne covets, and when he's about to test it out to play it, he's about to play Stairway to Heaven, the classic Led Zeppelin song. Right,
yep.
And then the shop owner's like, "Hey," and then he points over to a sign that just says "No stairway." No stairway.
Yeah, I feel like in a modern guitar shop, or like 15 years ago, next to the acoustic guitars, there's a sign that says "No Wonderwall." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You are not to play this song.
Probably still says that.
It should.
So apparently this was the highest grossing of the 11 films based on Saturday Night Live skits. Can you name any other?
Night at the Roxbury.
That would be one. That's probably the second highest if Wayne's World 2 doesn't beat it out.
Superstar.
Yes.
That was one from them, wasn't
Yep.
it?
I'm impressed you have 2 or 3. 2.
Something. I'm sure there's like some Dan Aykroyd films.
Oh yeah, the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, Blues Brothers, that kind of thing.
I think. Oh, the Coneheads. The Coneheads was one.
I knew
I'm not
things.
sure the Blues Brothers.
I don't think it was, but I knew something. It's a miracle.
Nice.
I knew something about pop culture.
Yeah, the only other one I could think of is Ladies Man, starring Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't think of any more.
They did MacGruber with the later SNL cast members. What's his name? He was on Last Man on Earth. Anyway, but you watched the Super Bowl, yes?
I sure did.
Did you watch all of the commercials?
I did. I remember a Wayne's World reference.
Yeah, from Uber Eats.
Yeah.
They did a Wayne's World sketch where they were Cardi B was in it.
Oh yeah.
They looked horribly old.
Yeah.
And plasticky. They looked like the Skyward Sword Zelda. Yeah, I also guess I forgot to write that in my notes. One of the other best scenes is when, I have it there, sellout scene where Rob Lowe's character is like, listen, guys. So what happens in the movie is the guys sell or get signed to a major producer, TV producer to do their show. Right. But then they get bogged down by sponsors and stuff. And Rob Lowe's like the evil executive that's trying to I don't know, steal Wayne's girlfriend / produce the show. And they're like, hey man, we're not here to sell out. And then like, as they're talking about not selling out, they like hold up a bag of Doritos and stare straight into the camera while eating it. And then I think there's Pepsi's like, there's a Pepsi reference. Yeah. There's an Advil thing.
The pills. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Classic moments from the movie. So
yeah, at least it's not as bad as the thing where they're like, did you know this Ford Focus has adaptive cruise control? Oh gosh.
What? How do you activate the adaptive cruise control in this Ford Focus? Oh, you just hit the buttons here and it turns on easily. And it's like someone else's hand hitting the console.
Oh yeah. Anyway, no, that is pretty funny. They're like not selling out, but yet they're selling out actively at that time.
Yeah. So if you have any memories of Wayne's World, let us know. You can find us on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. But I thought we'd also move on to I'm Too Sexy.
Oh yeah. Why does that song exist? It's one of the worst things I can think of. From that time, like why? Who is it? Yeah. Why is it?
Yet always gets stuck in your head. Well, it's Right Said Fred. Apparently they're brothers, and I think they're from the UK. Allow me to just read some lyrics for you. I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, New York, and Japan. I'm too sexy for your party, No way, I'm disco dancing. I'm a model, you know what I mean. And I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. Yeah, I do my little turn on the catwalk. Feel free to jump in at any time.
This is so stupid. Like I knew it was stupid, but
I'm too sexy for my car, too sexy by far. And I'm too sexy for my hat, What do you think about that?
This won a Grammy for songwriting?
I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk, yeah. I shake my little tush on the catwalk.
Is male runway modeling still really a thing, or is that like a decidedly 90s thing?
I mean, there's still male models, I believe. It's you need to model clothes somehow. Zoolander,
What's the point of this song?
Pretty hard.
Too like, are these guys models?
Too sexy for no. Did I?
Let's write a song about male modeling. Okay, weirdo.
Just type right said Fred into Google. Too sexy for my, cause I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. Yeah, I shake my little.
Did they have any normal sounding songs?
I don't think so. I think they're all just
guy's wearing a net shirt. Terrible. Oh, and like the deepest V shirt I've ever seen.
Can you type in now after your Google search? Yeah, I shake my little tush on the catwalk. I'm too sexy for my cat. Too sexy for my cat. Poor pussy cat. I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me, and I'm too sexy for this song. Thank you.
They look like Howie Mandel stand-ins.
They absolutely do. So I think I found this after I sent you the outline, but so they're supporting people dying during the pandemic because they don't want to be shut indoors.
They're too sexy for their masks. Too sexy for their masks.
Like, yeah, quite honestly, it's like they're like we support getting the vaccine and I think mask wearing was supported, but
it's a net mask.
Just like,
their nipple is showing through it. Wait,
but they were just like, we're gonna protest being shut inside. So yeah, and they called no one twisted his arm. They were talking about the England's chief medical officer who's like standing out and being verbally abused by people while he's trying to just, you know.
It's funny how COVID has turned all of these people in the generations older than us into the snowflakes they once accused us of being.
Right.
While we just wear our masks. Anyway.
And
winter is still coming.
No one's twisted his arm to do this. He's lucky to have a job. Millions aren't so fortunate. Is their stance on that? They insist they're not COVID deniers, but they were at a anti-lockdown protest. I
don't care what their opinion is. I'm just going to throw that out there. Really, wow, they had like a song that like was popular, but most people universally agree sucked. And now they have an opinion on something like 30 years later. Who gives a crap?
Like, I know, like it was mind-blowing to me, mind-boggling, honestly, that I typed their name into Google to like try to find something about the song, and that was the first thing that popped up, and all of the things that popped up, and I was just like, who cares about Drop Dead Fred?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, who the hell? They are I think they're a one-hit wonder. They are, technically.
Yeah. I think they charted in the UK with 2 other songs, but
and it's so bad. Like if that song came on a playlist, I would immediately skip it. I would not listen to it.
Oh, that's not your go-to karaoke and or striptease song?
Yeah, I have it on repeat in my car. Just get myself real jacked up before work listening to that song. I'm too sexy for my cat. Too sexy for my cat. It makes me wonder. They're
just saying it in that like weird monotone. I'm too sexy.
It makes me wonder about society when a song like that becomes popular.
For a whole month or 2. And
it just ends up being like a slapstick song they always use in movies and stuff.
Oh, yeah. For like always, the montage scene now.
Anyway, we are not in support of that song.
Or their views on letting people die during COVID.
Or net shirts.
Yes. Andrew does not support fishnets shirts. Weird that I had to make that distinction. And that's it for this week's edition of Namely
Stockings,
90s.
though. What?
Remember, you can find new episodes out every Monday. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Namely90s with a 90s, or you can find our personal accounts on Twitter at bschwitty and at NamelyAndrew, and tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes. You could also contact us through our website, namely90s.com, and please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Pussycat, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and wherever you get your podcasts at. I'm Brandon, that's Andrew, and we'll catch you next time.
Turn your fridge back on. On the catwalk, yeah. Tush on the cat.